Hey people, what's up? What's cooking? What's happening? How are you all doing? How you all doing? A pleasant evening to you all. How you all doing? It's good to have you on the live show right here from the R4M studios again. I am Prolific and it's a pleasure, it's a delight to be on the show again. And I really look forward to having our consistent followers get to come on the live show tonight. Yes, yeah. So it's been quite a while on the live show. Last week I got to explain to us that we're going to be running the live show twice a week, all right? Twice a week. And in between, we're going to be having days for giveaways. And yeah, I want to give the dates for giveaways so that we don't have people only come tune in just because they want to give away, right? So yes, just you have to keep following consistently for you to be able to be a part of the giveaway for the live show. But it's really a delight to be back online. It's really a delight to be right here. And we have a very interesting topic that I can't wait to dive into. And like I always love to say, and I'm going to say this again for those of us who are tuning in for the very first time, for those who have always followed us here on the live show, you know I always get to say this, that the live show is that very platform where we get to cross-pollinate ideas. Okay, we'll cross-pollinate ideas. And what that means is that we make it interactive. It's not a monologue, it is a dialogue, all right? It is a dialogue, and then when we have a dialogue, we're able to learn from each other. So you're able to learn from the studios, and then the studios is able to also learn from you, the public. And what that means is that you'll have to engage, you'll have to comment, you'll have to share your perspective, you have to share your ideas, share your experience. That's the only way we're going to be able to cross-pollinate ideas, all right? So if you're just joining us, let us know where you're watching from. Very important. And like I always like to say, what do I always like to say? Like I always like to say, well, I forgot what I always like to say. Okay, yeah, now I remember. Like I always like to say, when you come online, let us know where you're watching from and then share the live video. And I always like to say that I get to also try to lead by example by sharing the live video, all right? So I'm doing exactly just that. Sharing the live video, all right? So I'm going to my WhatsApp to share the comments from YouTube, right? So we'll just do that, and then we'll be able to make progress with the nights, all right? So please share this live video. It's going to be a very beautiful convo tonight. It's going to be a very beautiful convo. I have my quiver full. So please do well to follow through and invite someone. Share. That's the only way you can get to invite someone, when you actually get to share. All right. So I've shared on my WhatsApp platform. Okay. So yes. All right. So we have a very interesting conversation topic tonight, which is how to fan old flames to fire. Very interesting topic. So if you've had your flames in relationship, if you've had the intensity actually wane, or dwindle at some point, please do well to share with us, in the comment section, whether you're watching from Facebook or you're watching from YouTube, wherever it is. Do well to share with us how it was that you were able to fan the flame of your relationship, fan the flame of your love, fan the flame of your passion in the relationship again. All right, please do well to let us know in the comment section. We're both on YouTube and we are on Facebook as well. All right, so I already have two comments from Facebook. We have Paul Toloronju. Paul Toloronju happens to be the king of besties. The king of besties. king of, king of, king, king of besties. What's up, Paul Toleranjo? He says, hello, yo, people. Good evening, great people with great mind. Yeah, good evening to you. It's good to have you here again, Paul Toleranjo. How you doing? How you doing, Paul Toleranjo? We have my very own friend. Yeah! I just told her about 5 minutes ago, and she said she was going to search the handle, and she's right here, people. That's how we do this, how we ball. We have Victory Gampial watching all the way from Abuja, Nigeria. Hi, Victory. How you doing? I hope you're enjoying the rain. We're enjoying the rain. Well, we're still waiting for the rain up here. Yeah, we're still waiting for the rain. Also, we have a comment from Paul Toleranjo. Paul says, whoa, this new look, just remind me of Lucky Dube. Yeah, so that's the idea. As a creative, you should be able to sometimes, appear, and just be unpredictable. Yeah. So Paul Toleranjo says, I look like Lucky Dube, all right? But ironically, the song in my head is not even a Lucky Dube song. It's a Nigerian guy song. What's that his name? Is it Raskimono? The Ayaga Yaga Yo. Ayaga Yaga Yaga Yo. Tala Rasta Kimani the one. Alright, okay. We also have someone joining in already from the way from Kenya, my very own friend. By the way, belated happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Lucy. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Lucy. Happy birthday, Lucy. I'm so sorry I missed it, but better late than never, as they say. Yeah, good to have you, Lucy, on the platform, on the live show tonight. Good to have you on the platform. Yeah, we're talking about how to fan your old flames back. Yeah, how to find your old flames back to life. Yeah, Lucy, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I hope you had a great day on your birthday. I really hope you had a great day. So I'm going to take a stroll all the way from Facebook down to YouTube, see who's there. And of course, the very first person, as always, on YouTube is Jerry Aboki. Jerry Aboki says, good evening, R for M family. And hope we're all fine. Yeah, we're all doing fine. R for M family is doing fine, Jeraboki. I hope you're doing good this evening. Jeraboki says, looking good now. Wow, my head just swell. Thank you so much, Jerry. Yes, Jerry also went ahead to say he has shared the post. All right, so that's what you need to do. Once you come on the live show, tell us where you're watching from, and then go ahead to share this video. All right, we're going to be learning a lot. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast. So get your bulletproofs on. Get your bulletproofs on. Get your bulletproofs on. Come on, get. All right, so we're talking about how to fan old flames back to fire. All right, very, very interesting topic, because flames do actually go extinct. Flames could actually quench. Flames could actually quench. And when we talk about flames, we're not talking about raising down the building. No, we're talking about the passion, the excitement, the fondness in a relationship, the fondness that you began with and how it begins to wane, right? So when we talk about fire, that's the context. That's what we're talking about, all right? So please share with us what it is that you did in your previous relationship, how you were able to fan the flames back to life, okay? So this evening I had a thought, and I'm just sharing thoughts with us. I was saying that firstly, you have to come to terms with the fact that that the lifespan of flames is dependent on how you fan them. All right, the degree or the intensity to which you can see literal fire is dependent on how you can fan them. Or it's either you are fanning, if that's talking about if it's charcoal and you're trying to cook. It's how the intensity of fire is dependent on how you're able to fan to flame, or it is dependent on how you're able to have materials that can actually, increase the flame. All right. For instance, you're burning grasses and then it begins, the fire begins to wane. If you put paper paper is able to increase the fire, and then when you put kerosene, of course, then when you put petrol, that's a totally different level, right? So you'll be able to, you're either fanning to flame, or you're introducing materials that can keep that flame burning, all right? So I said that it is important that you first come to terms with the fact that the lifespan of flames is dependent on how you fan them, all right, figuratively speaking. And also, butterflies only come back to a beehive that has nectar, all right? Butterflies only come back to a beehive that has nectar. So there's something butterflies are sucking, and it is nectar. So if there's something you have to offer, then you will keep your relationship going. If you can't be talking about even reawakening if the both of you want that relationship to die, to just go extinct, right? So that's just an aside. So we're going to be going into a few tips, a few things you can do practically, you know, to revive your relationship. But just before I share a few of those thoughts, let me go back to Facebook. Okay, we don't have a comment. All right. So like I said, do well to share your thoughts, share what you think you can do to, you know, fan to flame your, you know, relationship. All right, it's very important, and these things do happen. It's not a function of if you're a bad person or a good person. It's not a function of if you're a deep lover or a shallow lover. It just happens that, you know, when you meet a person the first time, you're so excited, but after a while it begins to wane. All right, so yes, that does happen. That does happen. All right, we also have Catherine John. Hi, Catherine John. How are you doing this evening? It's such a delight to have you on the R4M show, live show tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. And do well, yes, Catherine John. Also remember, you really get to share a lot of insightful thoughts. So tonight shouldn't be any different, but really it's a delight to have you on the R4M show tonight. All right, so I'm going to check YouTube for the last time, and then I just get to share a few of the thoughts on how you can revive, how you can fan to flame your, you know, your relationship, you know, how you can bring it back to life, really. Okay, so I just want to check if there are comments, new comments on YouTube, and then we will make progress. All right. Okay, so we don't have comments on YouTube yet. So I'm just going to dive in straight, and I'm going to be quite fast. So please do well to follow through. If you have your pen and paper, please do well to take notes, because you're going to be learning a whole lot. All right. So this is not that live show where I have to wait for people 50 minutes and then the 10th minute, you know, the last 10 minutes we have people come on. No, you're going to be learning while you are getting ready to share. All right. So I'm going to be checking the comment section from time to time, so I'll be able to know that you will also getting the feedback from you guys, because we're all here to learn. Very important. So, okay, so just give me a second. But really, it's important. You know, relationships don't just happen. People make it work. People make it work. It's same with marriage. People make it work. You say, oh, I envy this couple. They're so this, they're so that. You don't know what happens behind the scene. There's a whole lot of work that goes into it. You know, one scripture I like, you know, from the good book, Ecclesiastes 11:3, says that just like a baby is formed in the womb of the mother, just like you don't know how a baby is formed in the womb of the mother, so also you do not know how God is working behind the scenes of your life. So beautiful relationships, working relationships work because men work, you know. And when I say men, I mean both men and women. So the first thing you need to do to fan old flames back to fire, the first thing you need to do, I hope we're taking notes, very important, all right, so we don't waste knowledge. The first thing you need to do when you realize that your flame, the flame of your love, the flame of your passion, the intensity in your love life is waning, the first thing you need to do, the very first thing you need to do is don't just move on, retrace your steps. Okay? Don't just move on, retrace your steps. Retrace your steps. That's the first thing you need to do. You don't just move on. You don't just assume everything is okay. You don't just hope. You don't just wish everything is okay. This dreadlock can't make me some kind mannerisms why we no get, right? So, but yeah, that's the power. That's the power. When you revive, when you fan back old flames, you would have a new flavor. You would have, I'm not saying I found my relationship. I'm just saying that you need to do something to have a new result, right? So you don't just move on. You don't assume in relationships. You have to retrace your steps. You have to honestly make an assessment and say, where did I miss it? And sometimes we make the mistake of waiting for our partner to make that assessment and make the corrections and even go ahead and apologize. But the truth is, many times a lot doesn't happen because we don't take personal responsibility for things. So I have to not just move on. I have to not just hope. I have to not just assume things are a-okay. I have to pause and retrace my steps. Find out where it was that you missed certain things. All right, and then I'd just like to share this with us. It's important also that in retracing your steps, you are objective in your outlook. Be objective, not sentimental. When you're sentimental, you have a tendency to become defensive. And when you become defensive, you will become, You will become fault finding. All right? You become a fault finder when you are defensive. And when you're defensive, it just tells that you are more sentimental than objective. So if you're retracing your steps, you would want to do yourself a favor to be objective and not sentimental. All right? And if you're not sentimental, it simply means that you are definitely not going to be, having a wall of defense, which invariably leads you to begin to fault find. Many times we fault find our partners and we never really make the changes that need to be made because many times we are the problem in the relationship. Yes, many times we're the problem in the relationship. All right. So next thing you need to do is listen. Okay, listen. Sometimes, in fact, many times we think we know it all. Many times we think we're on track, but remember, you are not in a relationship alone with yourself. Remember, you're in a relationship with someone. That is why it's called relationship. It is a ship that has more than one person relating. Okay? It is a point of synergy. It's a synchronization. All right? It's finding the point of equilibrium. So it's not just about you. So this thing about fault finding, right? This thing about fault finding never makes us become responsible in relationships. So you keep hearing ladies say, oh, it's the man, men are scum. You keep hearing the ladies say, oh, women are cheap. They just, they will just go for anyone who is the highest bidder. But you see, as much as you see these things, are you seeing your own part? And one of the easiest ways for you to see where to right a wrong is when you listen. All right. And then I made a mental note. I said, listening, this is beautiful. You're going to get value from this life. I was telling my colleagues earlier and I said, oh, man, I go here until this night because there's so much I want to say. There's so much I want to share. And it's not just head knowledge. These are things, some of these things are my personal failures that I'm righting the wrong right now, So I said, listening is the doorway to understanding. All right. So listening is the doorway to understanding. Just like when you enter a big compound, for you to access the main house, you must go through a door. Doors are exit points or entrance points. So listening is the doorway to understanding. And I went on to say that understanding stands on the shoulders of knowledge that is disposed to you. I'm loving this already. All right. So I said listening is the doorway to understanding. Right? And then I go on to say that understanding stands on the shoulders of knowledge that is disposed to you. Let's put it in a more simpler term. Knowledge is not enough. No, knowledge is not enough. There are a lot of people that know stuff, but they can't use it. So understanding is when knowledge opens itself up to you. Understanding is knowledge simplified. Ooh. We're in for something tonight. Understanding is knowledge simplified. Okay? Understanding is knowledge simplified. Let me, this is the best way I can explain this to you guys. What is words? What is a sentence? A sentence, my God, this feels like a classroom, Rex. A sentence is a combination of words, right? It is words that makes a sentence. So a sentence is a combination of words. And words in themselves is a combination of letters. So when you were in nursery school and you were about to enter primary school, they taught you A, B, C, D, and then you sing along with popular rhymes and all that. Now you had to learn the letters first for you to now graduate into a class where you begin to pick, singular words and begin to form, singular letters and begin to form words. Now when you're able to pick letters, singular letters to form words, you graduate to another class that you begin to use words to make a complete sentence. Does that make sense? So this is the reason why you have people read a lot of books, go for a lot of seminars, and those things are beautiful in themselves, but they don't necessarily guarantee that you're going to be happy. You must understand knowledge simplified, which is understanding. So understanding is like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. That's understanding, right? But those letters is combined, they create words. Those words put together makes a sentence. So sentence is like knowledge. It looks long. I mean, paragraph. How does a 4-year-old even understand, a 3-year-old understand paragraph, right? But when you simplify, when you break it down, or let me say a 2-year-old, because 3-year-olds right now are very exposed. So let me say a 2-year-old. When you break it down, when you simplify it to letters, you begin to learn the alphabet. That's the word I was trying to look for, not letters. You begin to learn alphabet, then you begin to make words out of alphabet, then you begin to make sentences. That is how it works. So understanding stands on the shoulder of knowledge that is open to, that is disposed to you. So you can read a thing in a book, you have a challenge with your woman, you have a challenge with your man. You don't have a challenge and you tell your man in the heat of a conversation, hold on, let me go and pick the book that I bought 2 months ago and read chapter 6. No. So understanding is knowledge embodied. Oh my God. Understanding is when knowledge of what you've always known becomes first nature with you. Sorry, this is not a motivational class, but I really just thought I should really break it down to us. So I said that listening is the second thing. First thing I said is don't just assume, don't just move on. Retrace your steps. Retrace your steps. That's the first way you can fan to flame. If you don't accept your fault, you can't even talk about fanning to flame. All right. And then the second thing is that you have to listen. You have to listen. Listening helps you to get those things you missed out in assumption. Listening to your partner helps you. And you see, you can't even listen if you are not humble. So it takes a lot of humility for you to even listen. When you listen, what you are simply doing is that you are stepping out of yourself to say, no matter how right I think I am, I think there's a perspective my partner sees or knows that I am not seeing. In driving, they call it blind spots. There is probably a blind spot in this relationship that I'm not seeing. So the only way for me to correct and know that blind spot in my relationship is when I step out of myself and I step into listening. So I don't just hear my partner, I listen. I don't just hear my partner to respond. I don't just hear my partner to hit with my own points. No, I listen to my partner's view. I listen to know when my partner is hurting so I can fan the flames again. Okay, so listening is a very, very important point. All right, listening is a very, very important point. Another thing I want to say is, another point, a third point I want to give to share with us before I go back, to YouTube and Facebook and see if we have comments on YouTube and Facebook? We should have comments. I mean, we have a lot of veterans, relationship veterans right here, right? So we should have comments. So I'm just going to share this and then we'll go check out what we're saying right there on YouTube and Facebook. All right. So again, if you're just joining this live show, please do well to share so we can have a whole lot of other people get to listen in and learn and subscribe. Okay, very important. So Kelly Miller is an amazing, relationship counselor, sex therapist, and all that. So Kelly Miller said this. Kelly Miller said, adrenaline increases attraction. Adrenaline increases attraction, which leads me to my third point. My third point, which is do energetic, adventurous games together. Or if you used to do that, do it some more. Okay? Engage in hobbies. Have common hobbies. Now I understand in a relationship, you guys can be the same, right? You guys can be the same, but you can find similar hobbies that you can do together. You can find activities that you can do together that can, stir, that flame. Now, board games are good, right? Board games are good, but for people who want to fan old flames back to fire, right? Board games doesn't really involve so much physical energy, right? So I would advise you do something like, go to the park and maybe bounce, get a park where you have kids and go bounce in a bouncing castle. Yes, bounce in a bouncing castle. I remember in 2010, December 19th, 2010, I had I don't even know what happened. So in 2010, I had my very first movie, shot in Kaduna with the legendary director Toka Magbaro. That was my first movie ever. And it was really strenuous. It was beautiful. I loved the experience and the exposure, but it was strenuous. It was really strenuous. And then it was an epic movie. So we, had to sleep in the bush. We had to make our own tent, creatively just use cartons, made our own tents and all that. So we had a whole lot of mosquito bites. We used to bathe in the river like it was bush, So I went through that movie set, and just when I was coming out, a day before I was done with my own part, I was going to Maiduguri. So I beeped my godmom, and then we met somewhere. Next day, I was already packed, and then we headed for Maiduguri. It was a long trip, it was a road trip. And then we got to Maiduguri. So with all the mosquito bites and all the stress and all that, and then I was just on work mode, coming from movie sets and all that. So we sat down in the evening to eat. And while we're eating, I passed out. I was so tired, I passed out. This was a Sunday night. Yeah, this was a Sunday night. I woke up Tuesday afternoon. And, it was a children's fun fair, all right? It was a children's fun fair, and we were the organizers, myself and my godmom. So, because it was a barrack, it was Bama Barracks. And we were working for the CEO of the barrack. So, and we had been paid half of the money. So, in my head, I'm thinking, oh, you go sleep or gadroom, because how are you on a hospital bed, and then you're not working. So I was trying to get up. No, I have to go work. And they're like, guy, the carnival started on Monday. Today is Tuesday already. Your mom had to take care of it and all that. So I was a bit relaxed. But this is where I'm heading with this story. So the day I was discharged, I had people help me up, dragged, put me in the car. We got to my lodge and they were trying to drag me to my room. And then there were kids bouncing on a bouncing castle. Guess what, guys? I can't explain how I ran and left those people that were trying to help me. And I jumped on the bouncing castle and I started bouncing with these kids. The adrenaline rush was just something else. And before you know it, I was fine. The running temperature and everything, I was okay. The joint pains, everything, I was fine, right? So what am I saying? You don't just engage in hobbies or activities, look for something that is physically engaging, that makes the both of you laugh. All right. And that was exactly what Kelly Miller was saying when she said that adrenaline increases attraction. So when another perfect game you guys can play together is paintball. Right? Paintball is that, is that game where you have two teams and then they're dressed in camouflage and then they have, the toy gun. You get it. So you can play paintball, right? Play paintball with your partner. It's, you see, you don't try to fan old flames back to flame and you're coming and you're talking about love, or you're talking about sex. No, it doesn't work that way. And we're going to come to sex if time permits. We're going to talk about sex. But you see, you have to come neutral. You have to even do those things that made the man or made the woman fall in love with you in the first place. I'm sure you don't just meet someone on the streets randomly and tell the person, I want to marry you. You just ask, what's your name? They tell you, Sarah. Okay, I want to marry you. Can we marry? It doesn't work that way. So you start with being acquaintances and then you become friends. So what are those things that you guys did together? What are those games? What are those activities you engaged in? For some people, they just love to hang out, go for a concert and sit and watch people, listen to people sing. So you need to, and it's part of the retracing your steps, you need to remember those things that your man or your woman liked about the relationship, those things that had the adrenaline pumping, all right, and then you go back to it. So yeah, adrenaline increases attraction, all right. So do new stuff, do fun, engaging stuff together, like jumping, boxing classes, which I've talked about, or playing virtual reality. Almost some people can just be really wicked. You see some people who just when they're playing virtual reality and then their partner is videoing them, it's fun. You laugh about it, or there's I don't remember the name of this particular game, but there's this particular game in virtual reality where the person is in a cage and the cage, is submerged and then there's a shark trying to break through, the whole fear, the tension and all that. It's really fun when you video, when you cover it with the camera and you show your partner. It's just fun. It's something you can laugh about, right? It's something you can laugh about. So you can play virtual reality. You can engage. Okay, so I made a note here and I said, ladies, engage in a hobby with your hobby. All right? Engage in a hobby, HOBBY. Engage in a hobby with your hobby, HUBBY. The poet in me is coming back, all right? So ladies, engage in a hobby with your hobby. While you gentlemen, what are you supposed to do? Gentlemen, keep loving up on your lady. Okay, keep loving up your lady so that you can be steady. Keep loving up. You see, you don't just love your lady once. You don't just buy a gift once and that's it. You keep loving up your lady and you have to be steady. All right? You have to be steady. I've been a victim. No, not a victim. I've been a culprit, rather. I've been a culprit of this where I wasn't steady in relationships. Yeah. I promise you guys, for every live show, I'll have to shoot myself in the leg. Because if I don't do it, you guys would think I'm just reading up stuff and just talking theory. No. Sometimes people succeed from failure. Sometimes it's not success stories that birth success stories. Sometimes it's failure. It's the pain of failure. And knowing that I don't want to go back to failure. I want to get it right. And then you begin to make it right. So, guys, keep loving up your lady. And remember to be steady in doing that. And ladies, get a hobby and enjoy it with your hobby. All right. So, yeah, that's it about for engaging in, I feel like giving one more, but no. Let me check what we have on YouTube. Okay, let's go to Facebook first. Let's see if we have comments on Facebook. Okay, do we have comments on Facebook? But I really hope we're learning something tonight. I really, really hope we're learning something tonight. And I hope this is practical enough for you. All right, I hope this is practical enough for you. So I'm seeing 9 comments. I don't know if there are new comments. Okay, yeah, there are new comments actually. All right. So, my network. Sorry, just a second, guys. So, I really hope these things are practical for you. Okay, so we have my guy. All right, we have my guy. Bless him faith, moi. Bless him faith, moi. Bless him faith. Bless him faith, moi. All right, bless him faith, moi. Says she's watching all the way from Kogi State. Hi, bless him faith, moi. How you doing? How you doing, bless him faith, moi? Bless him faith, moi has this to say. She says, understanding is knowledge simplified. Yes. Thank you for reiterating. She said, understanding is knowledge simplified. Yes, knowledge simplified is understanding. That's another way to put it. We also have another comment from my main man, Rex Davis. Rex Davis says, hi everyone, how are you all doing? Hi Rex Davis, it's a delight to have you on the live show. How you doing? How you doing, Rex Davis? So we're going to travel down to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. With YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. With YouTube. Yeah, let's go to YouTube and see what's popping in YouTube before I share another tip with us. Let's hear from the crowd. Let's hear from the populace. Let's hear from the followers. Let's hear from the subscribers. Let's hear from the fans. Let's hear from the friends. Let's hear from the families what they have to say. All right. So Jerry Aboki has something to say on YouTube. He says, today I'm just sitting down listening to lectures. Thank you, sir, for the knowledge. Thank you so much, Jerry Aboki. You've been consistent. Thank you for following through. Jerry Aboki says, this knowledge is not from flesh and blood. Kai Jerry, back at G. All right. So, and Jerry says he is motivated. Thank you so much. I'm also encouraged. I'm motivated knowing that you're following through, Jerry Aboki. It's really a delight. So I'm going to share a few more tips. We're almost running out of time, so I'm going to run a little bit faster. But like I said, I just don't want to give theoretical knowledge. All right. One of the things that, in fact, the major thing that this studio, Ready for Marriage, R4M Studios, stand for is bridging the knowledge gap. So we have a bunch of people who are butterflies, flying in the tummy, but that's about it. We don't really have the knowledge to keep the relationship. And I've said it here before on our live show. I've said that it was Tomi Arawimi who said that dating in this generation seems like a rehearsal for divorce. And it really hits me that dating seems like a rehearsal for divorce. So we have people just, oh, I like you. Oh, the babe get shape. Oh, the guy get money. Oh yeah, let's date. And then 2 weeks down the line, I'm not feeling him. I'm out. And then we get another fine girl, get another guy with cash, with money, and then we date, and then 3 weeks later, I'm not feeling him. Okay, so knowledge isn't keeping so many people, and so we just keep having so many, we just keep having a circle, and we can do better. And that's one of the reasons why we exist as a platform. That's one of the reasons why we exist. So I'll just give a few more tips. All right, so another way you can fan your love life back to flame is go on romantic dates more often. Ladies, now, let me not talk about people who have been in a relationship. Let me talk about people who are just meeting for the first time. Guys, let me tell you this for free, okay? Guys, let me tell you this for free, and a lot of ladies are going to agree with me. A lot of ladies they're not really excited or respect you as a guy if you're meeting a lady for the first time and all you're thinking about is for the lady to come to your house. I know you say, asking a lady to come to my house on the first time doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to sleep with her. Well, I don't know your motive. I'm not God. I'm not judging. But have dates. Meet in a public place. That way you're able to earn her trust. Okay? In fact, you as the guy, it also gives you an opportunity to even know the girl on a platonic level. All right? So you probably saw a picture on Facebook, you like what you see, but you don't know what you saw. You saw what you saw, but you don't know who you saw. So you need to have an environment that is neutral, that is not your secluded room or house. Why? Because it's the same thing with sex. When sex is involved, right, it begins to cloud judgment. When sex is involved, it begins to break communication, right? It's the same thing with gifts. When you begin to gift someone something over and again, it has a way of, except that person is really matured and self-controlled, it has a way of affecting the person's judgment of you. So you would want to have dates. Now, let me come back to people who were dating and then, the fire just dwindled. You have to go on dates more. There's just something about a lady wanting to dress up. Let's say it's a lady who has a roommate or something. There's just something about a lady saying, I'm going out 7 p.m. tonight. There's just something about a lady, getting a dress from underneath her box, probably a flowery dress, whatever, a very beautiful dress. There's just something about a lady making up to go on a date. There's something special about it. It's not the same thing as going to a man's house. Except it's just one nakapako. All right? It's not the same thing. So if I'm trying to get my girl, remember we talked about listening, right? We talked about listening and listening being the doorway. So you need to get a very good, comfortable, neutral environment that is also sweet and romantic. So go on a date. You need to hear that thing that is bugging your woman that she's not been able to tell you because you are so heady and you're not listening. You need to create the atmosphere for her to be comfortable and relaxed to tell you those things if you really want to listen. All right, so go on dates. Go on dates. Why do you also have to go on dates? You go on dates because you rekindle what used to be there. Now, for you to rekindle, it means something was kindled. There's a problem today. Ooh, you can't rekindle what was never kindled. So just because you kindled the candle in your woman's heart does not mean you will not have a time where you have to rekindle it. So how do you date someone for a whole year and you went on a date just once? And when we talk about dates, we're not saying break a bank. We're not saying you must have 500K to go on it. No. It's in the little things, right? In fact, it's the little things that spices up relationships. It is the little things. Why is it the little things? It is not about the quantity. It is about the thoughtfulness. It is about the thoughtfulness. So, for instance, let's say you have a woman. So many people go to eateries and all that. So you need to also understand your woman. Now, talking to the guys, you need to also understand your woman. So if as a woman, and I'm going to come to the guys. Sorry, I'm going to come to the women. But as a guy, you need to understand your woman. So I have met different kind of women. Not like I'm a veteran, but I've met different kind of women. I've met women who like food. So they want a restaurant. In fact, I met one who only preferred an Italian restaurant. All right, it had to be an Italian. So and there was this. It was in Jos. There's this restaurant, Cafe Latte. I think, yeah, Cafe Latte. So if it's not something exotic, she's not a part of it. She doesn't do regular Nigerian. She doesn't do Mr. Big. It has to be either Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, or something extraordinary for her. So you have to understand your woman. Now, you can't take such a woman to a park. It will make sense for her because she wants to eat good food. And then she wants to make a review of the restaurant. Okay? So I don't want to be in a place that I don't enjoy. I can't open up in such a place. So if my woman loves food and good ambience, I should take her to a very exclusive, beautiful restaurant. But if my woman is artistic, she don't really send food, I should get a very good park. All right, I should get a very good park that has outdoor games. You can swing, right? You guys can swing, you can talk. You can go, if there's a lake in the park, you can go sit, put your leg in the lake, just enjoy therapy and talk. All right, so but whatever you do, have romantic dates. Dress up for your man. Dress up for your woman. Guy, Have a haircut. Don't have my kind of hair. Have a clean haircut. All right? Have a clean haircut. Dress for your man. I'm not saying there are ladies who like dreads, okay? So whatever it is, understand what your partner wants and do it for them. So go on romantic dates. All right? Create memories. Create memories. Talk. Take pictures. Listen to your silence. That's another thing. Listen to your silence. Sometimes one partner is talking too much and you are losing your partner. So sometimes on a romantic date, enjoy the silence. And lastly, don't forget to laugh out loud in your romantic date. Don't forget to laugh out loud. You know, sometimes it could even be a funny video, right, on your phone that you saw, and you just share it. But please don't go on a romantic date, and all you guys do out of 1 hour looking at your phone and watching videos, right? You can't fan to flame that way, all right? You can't fan to flame that way. I went on to say that your peace, please, you need to get this. Guys, you need to get this. If you're writing, you need to get this. Your peace and happiness is hinged. Woo! Woo! I'm already screaming. You need to hear this. If you are, go and get Barry and paper. Wallah, you will not see it on YouTube. You will not see this on Google. You can't. You can't. It's only from RN Studios. You can't. So get this. Your peace and happiness is hinged on doing the opposite of what your partner complains about. So let me simplify it. Remember I said understanding is knowledge simplified. So let me explain it like this. Make a list of everything your partner complains about you. Do the opposite. Then you will have peace. The happiness, the lack of the happiness is simply because you are trying to do you. She's trying to do her. But if you don't think of compromise, you can't enjoy peace and happiness. So, your peace and your happiness is hinged on doing the opposite of what your partner complains about. And this leads me to say this, that is not enough. It's not enough for you to just, hey, how do I say this? How do I say this? Omo, you just want to go get part of this. See, it's not enough for you to just love your partner how you perceive your partner needs to be loved. You have to love your partner on how your partner desires to be loved. You don't love your partner on how you perceive your partner needs to be loved. You love your partner on how your partner desires to be loved. Oh my God. See, if you get these basic things, you don't have too many quarrels. For instance, you can't be wanting to be making calls with a partner that does not like calls. Am I saying you get into a relationship and you should never be making calls? No. You should find a point of compromise. If the other partner likes to talk, there should be times where you can make compromises. But what am I saying? What I'm saying is this. If your partner prefers text messages to calls, please, by all means, indulge him or her. Do the text. You see, until you win your partner to a point, you can't begin to make your own demands. My God. Right, so you feeling this? Until you win your partner to a point, you can't begin to make demands. So if your partner says, I prefer text and not calls, great. I'll do the texting. See, love is powerful. You go reach point where your partner will like, sure, you told me when we started talking initially that you like calls. I said, I like calls. So why don't you use to call? He said, but maybe you say, na text you prefer. I said, I just noticed that you told me that you like calls, and you don't used to call me. Oh, you have to call me tonight. That's compromise. But you see, you loved that partner, how that partner desired to be loved first. When the partner saw that you made him or her, priority, they began to consider you. That's how it works. So you don't come into a relationship insisting this is how it must be. This is how I must love you. No, because born the person, create the person. The person came with their own personal preferences. They came with their own background. They came with their own OS. They came with their own operational system. So you cannot be forcing an iPhone charger on a techno phone, sir. It does not work. Do you understand? It cannot work. So you must love your partner again. You must love your partner not on how you perceive them not on how you perceive love, but on how they desire to be loved by you. All right? Then you're going to love this, my God. We're running out of time. Let me rush. You're going to love this. All right. So introduce PDA. Yeah, I said it. Introduce PDA. We're talking about how to rekindle the flames. Introduce PDA. See, there are some partners that feel bad because some of them don't voice it, but some of them feel that they're how did they say that thing? Their significant other or whatever. Some partners feel that their significant other is not proud of them in public. So you're loving the guy, you're loving the girl in private, but when you guys go out, you can't even hold hand. Hold hand, though. Just hold hand. I didn't say kiss. I said hold hand, just to hold hand. You don't want to hold hand. The guy wants to hold your hand, you push her. The girl wants to hold your hand, you push her. So you begin to give an impression that maybe my partner is not proud of me in public. So if you didn't have PDA in your relationship, you might want to introduce it as something that can resuscitate, to revive your relationship, to rekindle the flame. In fact, I made a note and I said PDA is a natural stimulant. Somebody might ask, what is PDA? PDA simply means public display of affection. Now, let me balance it. I have also met a lady who did not like PDA, all right? So remember I said before now, I said, don't love people based on how you perceive love. Love people based on how they desire to be loved. So I met a lady who didn't like PDA. But me, I like PDA. So, do I want to marry myself or I want to marry the woman? If I want to marry the woman and the woman says she don't like PDA, but me, I like PDA. She me as man where they hustle, babe. I go calm down. So I calm down. It's either you calm down and follow the girl, or you bone the girl and go and find the one that like PDA. It's one of the two. At that point, I didn't want to leave her and go and look for a girl that likes PDA. I said, babe, now you I want. So I had to calm down with my PDA in. And then it got to a point where, babe, can't they do PDA pass me? So we know the only hold down. Babe will come the hold my waist. I said, auntie, I'm staring something in the man of God. Do you understand? So what am I saying? Practically, understand your man, understand your woman. Introduce PDA. You see, just like silence, I said earlier on that enjoy silence. That's the same way. You see, touch is a language. Touch is one of the, what's the word now? Touch is one of the love languages. So there are people that don't understand. When you give them gifts, they say, oh, thank you. Some might not even tell you thank you. When you do an act of service, oh, you do well. That's about it. It doesn't spur anything. It doesn't spark anything, to suggest that, you're trying to make things better. But touch is a language. Touch is a language. Touch is a language. Touch communicates. Touch speaks volumes. Now, when I say touch, please let me also balance it, because I know social media, there are a lot of perverted people. When I say touch, I'm not saying touch people. And I'm not also saying even with your partner, you should be, what's the word? I'm not saying you should sexually assault with your fingers. Oh. That's not what I'm saying. But we're adults, so I believe we understand where I'm coming from. So touch, use the language of touch. Sometimes it's not even a touch of the skin. Sometimes it's in how, as a man, you flip the hair of your woman. Oh my God. There are some women that are stimulated just by you touching their hair. There's some other women that are stimulated just by you touching their earlobe. Hey! They go say prolific can't spoil people this night. There's some people, it's their neck. No matter what you do, they say, when you hug me, don't peck my neck. If we're in public, I will just carry leg and jump on you. Do you understand? But what am I saying? Understand your woman and introduce PDA. PDA, like I said, is a natural stimulant. You'll be amazed how it can rekindle the fire. You'll be amazed how it can rekindle the fire of your love. And then, as I begin to round off, verbally reaffirm your commitment to your partner always. But never forget to do more than what you said. Verbally reaffirm your commitment to your partner all the time, but never forget to do more than what you said. Very important. So don't just be a talk. Don't be a man of words. Be a man of works. My God. Be a man of works, not just a man of words. Let your words sponsor your works. Women want a man of works and words. Gone are the days when women just want to hear sweet nothings. No, they want to see your works. Now they walk. If you know they walk, your woman go walk. She go walk. She go waka leave you. So let your words, all right, let it merge with your works. Okay? Also, I want to say, as we begin to round up, I want to say, talk about any and everything. Why? Because it diffuses suspicions and assumptions. Talk about any and everything with your man. Talk about any and everything with your woman. Why? It diffuses assumptions and suspicions. When you have a suspicion, voice it. But you know the problem? You know what we do in relationships? When I have a suspicion, I go and tell my brother. My brother tells his friend. The person you're in a relationship with is not aware. You are not having a conversation with the person. You are talking with an outsider you are not in a relationship with. So how do you think your relationship is going to work? So talk about any and everything. Also be more polite and watch the tone of your voice. Be more polite. Be more polite and watch the tone of your voice. I'm trying to run so we can wrap up. All right. There's just so much I want to say. Okay, I'll just take the last thing. Just because of time, I'll just take the last thing, which is say thank you more often. Okay? Say thank you more often. It was Kira Bartlett. Kira Bartlett said, one way to rekindle love. Kira Bartlett says, one way to rekindle love is acknowledging what your partner does for you. One way to rekindle love is to acknowledge what your partner does for you. One way to rekindle love is to acknowledge what your partner does for you. One way to rekindle love is to acknowledge what your partner does for you. Whatever your partner does for you, you are not entitled to it. Say thank you. Even when your partner says, oh, but babe, it's nothing. It's nothing to you. To me, it means the world. Thank you, baby. That's one of the ways you rekindle your love. Oh, babe, I just thought to pass by. I was heading, to see a friend, and I just thought I should say hi. Say thank you. That's really thoughtful of you. I mean, since I got back from work, no one has come visiting. Tell the person thank you and explain what it means to you. That way you rekindle your relationship. And when your relationship, this is the last thing I'm going to say, when your relationship is going down the drain, don't come back trying to rekindle it, talking about romance. Start as friends. Talk about how the person is hurting. Tell the person, I'm here to listen. Apologize if you need to. If I almost all the time, you should. Apologize. Bro, babe, or babe, honey, whatever you call your man, whatever you call your woman. I'm really sorry. I just realized we're not as close as we used to be. I feel there's some kind of disconnect. And really, I've looked inwards and I've seen my wrongs. See, you don't need to ask your partner, tell me what you think is wrong in this relationship. Tell me because I'm always talking, you feel like you always tell me I'm naggy. Or yeah, you tell me, reason you know they try. Tell me, you know they try. Just use your mouth, humble yourself, tell me the truth. No, you never make headway. But when you come and you're like, see, I value what we share more than me being right. See, there's no responsible person that would not break down. I said this in the last live and I'm going to say it again. As a woman, for instance, if you want to correct a wrong with a man and you want to be logical, you're going to lose that man. Because the man wants to be logical. A man wants to, if he has the time, he might argue with you. If he doesn't have the time, he'll walk out on you. But if you explain to a man emotionally, not logically, if you come from emotions and explain to him, babe, you know, the other day, this happened, and this is how I felt about it. But I chose to hold back because I really didn't want to mess up your mood because you were going for the interview. The guy is going to be like, you mean you were upset with what I did? But in your being upset, you thought about the fact that I was going for an interview and you didn't want to mess up my mood. I'm if he's a responsible man, you say, babe, I'm sorry. I went overboard. That's how it works. So I don't come into a relationship with an entitled mentality. I come into a relationship to see how to fix the other, you know, how to love the other person, how they desire. And then along the line, that person is also going to bend for you. All right. So this is all we can take for tonight. Just to check the records, I just want to check YouTube and Facebook to be sure I'm not missing out on any comment just before we draw the curtains for tonight. All right. So let's see YouTube if we have any comments that I'm missing, any new comments. I miss Ideas Hub, by the way. All right. Jerry, we have sense in Jesus. Jerry say partner should be. Jerry, Aboki, oh my belly. Jerry said one way to rekindle the old flame is for partners to also be sewing and co. God, I beg. But that's a good one. No? I heard it's small things like this that actually carry, you know, they can be very potent. So thank you so much, Jerry, for sharing that with us. It's one of the ways for you to rekindle your love life is for partners to sew and co. Okay, Jerry. All right, so let's see Facebook before we draw the curtains for tonight. Okay. All right, so what do we have here? Come on, Facebook. Rex Davis says, he shared the video. Enjoy the silence. Yes, enjoy the silence. And don't forget to laugh out loud. Yes, don't forget to laugh out loud. Enjoy the silence. Very, very important. I'm trying to refresh just so I don't miss out on any particular comments. All right? Your comment is everything to us. We need to know that you're learning and you're also sharing your thoughts, your perspective with us. Very important. All right, very important. All right, okay. I think this is all the comments I can see for now. If after the show, if there are more comments, I'm going to respond to them offline. Make sure everybody is well attended to. But guys, I believe we've had a very amazing loaded night. I mean, I just want to leave you with this, that your relationship can actually bounce back if the both of you put in the work that is required, if the both of you are not fault finding, if the both of you really meant it when you said you want to spend the rest of your life together, then I can bet you with these few things I shared tonight, you'll be able to bounce back. All right? If you have questions, you have a pressing need about your relationship that you want to talk about, please write us, send us a DM either on Facebook, YouTube, and we will gladly reach out to you. We're here 247 to reach out to you and comment, and you know. So please, again, share this video so we'll have a whole lot more people get to love and like, and beyond that, get to learn, okay? Because we're bridging the knowledge gap in relationships. We also have a program. I'm going to be talking about it extensively tomorrow. Because of time, I can't do that tonight. We'll have the Love Lounge. We had the Love Lounge last week, and it's not online, it is on site. So you get to meet the people who comment on Facebook, on YouTube. You meet them in person. We also have a matchmaking session. We have games, loads of games. We have freebies. We also have food on Love Lounge. So, but we're going to talk about Love Lounge tomorrow. But for now, this is all that we can take from the R4M studios. I remain your man, your guy, Prolific. Thank you so much for joining us. Tomorrow, we'll meet again 7 p.m. on the dot. Thank you.